You stood at the doorway, arms crossed, watching the scene unfold like a drama. Tang sat on the floor with his shoe tie loosened, letting your daughter crawl all over him like he wasn't just the most powerful CEO in Seoul. She giggled. You didn't even get that reaction when you made his favorite dinner last night. Appa, she squealed, smacking his cheeks with his chubby hands. Hmm? Be gentle, princess. Appa has a meeting face to protect. You cleared your throat dramatically. No one looked up. You stomped in like you were in heels, barefoot but with rage. Okay, I'm just gonna go cry in a corner since clearly I'm just the outsider in this house. Jealous of your own daughter, Mrs. Scream? Tang finally looked up, eyebrows raised. She took my husband, you pouted. Your daughter immediately threw her arms around Taeyong's neck like a possessive little jellybean. Told you, she is a traitor. Thanks, marked, pulling you down beside them with one arm and kissing your temple. You had me first, she's just ranting. You narrowed your eyes. She beat me when I tried to hug you yesterday. You leaned against him anyway, sulking. Okay, he whispered in your ear. Tonight after bedtime, I'm all yours. Promise? Crossed on my god. He smirked. You were lying on the bed dramatically. Taeyong walked in, fresh out of the shower, towel drying his hair. I'm upset, you announced. He didn't even blink. What did she do now? Don't act like I'm the villain here. Your daughter, that tiny manipulative goblin, she hid my slippers so I couldn't go out with you today. She has taste, thanks, marked. Taeyong, I'm kidding, he said, throwing the towel on the chair and sitting beside you. Come here. You crawled into his lap with a hug. I just want you to say you love me more. And then a tiny knock. You both froze. Your daughter poked her head in, felt had a mess, pacified in the mouth, Appa. And just like that, your throne crumbled. He stood up and walked to her like she was Queen Elizabeth. She reached her arms out. You were right there, and she still went for him. She wants a good night cuddle. You squinted. I want a good night cuddle too. You will get the deluxe version after this one goes to sleep. He kissed your forehead. But deep down, you know the truth. You are second place to a 1 year, 1.5 year old with sticky fingers and a scary strong grip. Taeyang would come home like clockwork, tie loose and face exhausted, and the second the front door clicked, your daughter would scream, Appa, and hadn't seen him in a year. Shoe still on, briefcase still in hand, she would scoop her up and melt. That cold sleeve everyone feared. He turned to bubblegum, and moment those tiny arms warm wrapped around his neck. You stood at the kitchen door every evening, wiping your hands on a towel. Thai dinner is ready. Oh yeah, coming. He would call out, distracted, bouncing her on his lap. Tonight was no different. The food sat on the table. Your effort, your time, your love untouched. You stared at it blankly before grabbing a spoon and forcing down a few bites. The silence was loud. Hormone danced chaotically under your skin. He walked in finally, rolling up his sleeves. She didn't want to let go tonight, cried when I tried to put her down. You didn't even look up. Must be nice being so loved. What is that supposed to mean? You dropped your spoon, exactly what you think. A bit of silence, then his voice low. Are you seriously jealous again? You stood slowly. Don't you dare make it sound ridiculous. You think I want to feel this way? I come home tired every night and I still make time for her. I thought that would make you happy. It would if you ever looked at me the way we looked at her. If you remembered I exist without me calling you to the table like a guest in your own house. Don't twist this, he warned. You know I'm not good with words, not good with whatever kind of dramatic affection you expect. Your throat tightened, so I should be okay being background noise then. This again. He ran a hand through his ear, clearly frustrated, and you shoved the chair in. And whispered, I am not doing this tonight. And before walking off, tears blooding the floor hallway. It was 7 p.m. The living room looked like a tornado has passed through. Your hair was in a messy bun, more mess than bun, and your eyes red from trying not to cry. You'd been chasing her all day, feeding, bathing, changing, cleaning after, singing lullabies, dodging tantrums, being patient, kind. And yet the second Taehyung's turned in the door, she lit up like a firework. Appa, she ran, flung herself into his arms like he was his own entire world. He caught her with the same ease, same smile, same affection that you hadn't seen directed at you in months. She missed you. He didn't even look at you. Did she eat well today? Nap okay? She, not you. Not how are you, baby? Did you rest? Just updates on the child, and as if he was co-parenting. You bit it, your tongue again. The house was usually quiet for a few minutes. You were in the kitchen trying to knead dough while mentally juggling five things. You assumed Sarah was playing with her toy near the stairs as always until you heard it a loud thud and a scream that didn't sound like her usual drama. You dropped everything. You scooped her up in a panic, whispering sweet apologies and wiping her tears while your own vision blurred. His tiny knees has a scrap, nothing too deep, but it looked big on her tiny body. You spent the whole day watching her like a hawk, applied the bandage 3 times just in case, made her favorite porridge, checked her forehead every 10 minutes like a lunatic. You didn't eat, didn't sit, didn't even blink properly. But of course, when Taeyong came home early, having gotten the text a bit late, and saw the scene, Sarah saw him and immediately reached out, arms lifted, tear streaked cheeks glowing with joy. Appa. She ran over, gathered her like she was made of glass, checked her bandage, kissed her forehead, and then turned to you with eyes that burned. What were you doing? How could you be so careless? She could have brought something. She could have. You stepped back, stand. I was in the kitchen. You whispered, with voice barely holding. That is not an excuse. You are supposed to be watching her. You clenched your jaw, biting back the sob in your throat. I was watching her. I am always watching her, except I also cook, clean, do laundry, bath her, feed her, and apparently exist to be blamed when anything goes wrong. Next time, take a day off and be the perfect parent yourself. You turned around, walked away. This time, you needed to break. The house was still now. Sarah had finally calmed down, curled up in Taeyong's arms in your bed, dozing off with her little hands clinging to his shirt. He kept glancing towards the door, waiting for your familiar quiet footsteps, the sound of you climbing into the bed beside him like always, even if it was silent, even if you barely said a word these days. But tonight nothing. His jaw tightened, guilt renewed at his chest like something alive. She should be here. He carefully laid Sarah down. The room was dim lit only by the soft glow from the nightlight shaped like the little moon on the wall. The nursery smelled faintly the baby powder and lavender lotion, and there you were curled up on the small couch, knees tucked behind your chin, arms wrapped tightly around Sarah's stuffed bunny like it was alive. Tang didn't even knock this time. He just stood on the doorway, breath catching in his throat. He had never seen you like that, not broken, not quiet, not holding it all like you were clutching pieces of yourself. Yon, he said, stepping in, his voice tight. You flinched. I was gonna come back, just didn't wanna see her sleeping in your arms like I was nothing again. He blinked, sighed. You are nothing. You turned your face towards him, eyes puffy, lips trembling. Then why do I feel like nothing? Sam, every single day he froze. I watch her all day, feed her, play with her, kiss every scratch. But the moment you walk in, she forgets me. And I try to tell myself it's okay. You do. You go to her first, you hug her first, you look at her first. I call for dinner, and that is the only time you even remember I am here. I love her with everything I have, and I love you too, Tayo. I always have, but you never even noticed. I feel invisible in this house, just a maid who cooks and carries emotions in silence. That hit him like a slap to the slow soul. I am tired of being the extra in your picture perfect fatherhood. It's like you are a single dad and I am just the nanny you don't even pay attention to. That is not true. It feels true. Every night I wish you just hold me for once. Not because I ask, not because I cry, but because you want to. There was a long silence. Then he walked over, sank down beside you, and pulled you into his chest. I'm sorry, I don't know. I didn't see it. I was so focused on being her dad. I forgot to be your husband. You didn't reply. You just sobbed harder. I was so scared to death. She was crying and bleeding. I was alone. I blamed myself all day. And then you came home and shouted like I don't actually hate myself for it. I didn't know. I thought I was just scared too. I know I made a mistake. But the way you looked at me like I failed our baby, like I was nothing. I was scared too, but I should have been scared with you, not at you. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I forget you were hurting too. I forget you were the one who carries her every damn day. Your lips trembled. I don't want to be invisible anymore, Taeyong. And that is when it hit him full force. Not just guilt, but regret. Because the woman he once loved, he reaches out soft, slowly brushing your Nichols, can I hold you now? Not as an apology, just as your husband, the one you should have noticed sooner. You didn't say anything, but this time you didn't fool away, and that was enough to start fixing. It was a sunny afternoon. You sat on the bench sipping your lukewarm coffee like a tired zombie. Tang stood nearby, holding Sarah's little hand as he toddled towards the grass. Then it happened. Sarah turned around, saw you sitting alone, and immediately, with no warning, she ran straight to you, arms outstretched. Mama. You blinked. What? She crashed into your legs, tried to climbing into your lap, wrapping her chubby arms around you like a little squeaky giggle. You froze. What? No, no, sweetheart, go to Appa. He's right there. You always go to him, baby. Not me. Sarah snuggled deeper into your chest. Your lips quivered. Is this a joke? You whispered more to yourself. Your arms trembled as you slowly hugged her back. His fingers curled at his eyes. Princess, you want to be with your mama today? She missed you a lot, you know. She loves you more than anyone. He told his daughters, but he was looking at you. You looked at him then, eyes glossy, lips parted like you were about to cry, and just whispered, I know I should have said it first. You didn't say anything at first. You just sat there, completely stunned, arms wrapped around your daughter. Taeyong just sat beside you on the bench. He didn't stop looking at the way Sarah snuggled into your chest, babbling nonsense and twirling a piece of your hair in your fingers. He smiled. She always goes to you. She always chooses you, murmured. That is because you are always the one taking care of her. Maybe she just wanted a break and let me handle the mess. Thanks, gaze softened. You turned your head slowly to look at him. You don't get it, Taeyong. It is not about handling the mess. It is about how it feels. Every time she pushes me away and runs to you, it feels like I'm just invisible. He looked like he'd been hit by a truck. I thought I was doing everything right. But being present, being a good father, you are amazing with her. It's me. I feel like a shadow sometimes in my own house, in your life. Sarah mumbled sleepily in her arms, thumb slipping into her mouth. I watched her, his jaw clenched slightly, like he hated hearing you said that. He gently reached forward and brushes, fingers brushing your skin. You are never a shadow, you are the center. I am the one who forgot how to show it. I thought just being here that was enough, but I should have been with you. You Looked down at Sarah, blinking rapidly. Do you think she forgives me? She never blamed you. She just missed you showing up for yourself the way you show up for her. Don't say stuff like that, you jerk. I'm already crying. I'm just getting started. Sarah suddenly lifted her head with a sleepy wink, looked between both of you and reached a tiny hand to Taehyung, and then, as if she was putting a crown on your head, she smooshed her little hand against your cheek and mumbled, Mama best. Oh my god, did you hear that? You looked at Taehyung clutching the baby like a golden trophy. He grinned, eyes crinkling. I did. I have been dethroned. You both sat there under the slowly setting sun. Magical time skipped to 3 years. Yon, your son just beat me. You looked up from the kitchen counter to see Taeyong standing in the living room with wide, betrayed eyes, a tiny mark on his forearm. Behind him stood Jamie. What did you do? I hugged you. Yeah, that is on you, babe. You shied. Sarah, now 5 and dramatically wise beyond her age, picked from the counter with a snack bowl in hand. Told you not to touch her when Jamin is looking. She muttered like a mini CEO. Jamin still coming, toddled up to you, clung to your leg. You leaned down, scooping her body up into your arms. He immediately melted in your neck. You are the one acting like a single parent with Sarah. Karma's name is Jamin and he bites. Sarah nodded dramatically. Facts. Time lapsed in betrayal, but Jamin wasn't done. As soon as Taeyong took a step toward you again, your mini guard dog hissed like a fist of chicken. You felt his Taeyong arms folded now, looked completely defeated. He is taken over my wife, my bed, my entire household. Welcome to my world 2 years ago. That night, as Jamin lay curled up between the two of you in bed, his breath gripped still on your shirt. Taeyong whispered, I didn't know it hurt that back then. You kissed his shoulder. And now I'm being punished by a 2-year-old car living guy. You giggled under the blanket. Jamin's tiny foot kicked Thai right in the rib, like, stay on the side. Taeyong shied, I miss you, earn me back, Sioni. And just like that, Jamin rolled in his sleep, face planted against your chest. The sky was clear, waves crashing gently as the sun dipped now. Lo, you had this perfect beach picnic planned. Everything was calm until your children decided peace was overrated. Sarah running like a wild windstorm, chasing seagulls. Jamin already halfway buried in sand, face covered. Yeah, don't eat the sand, Jamin. That is not cookie crumbs. You shouted, rushing over with the mom glare activated to level 10. Thanks, Dad. They sat there. Oh, really? You snapped, pointing at Sarah, who was literally making friends with a wild crab. That crab is 2 seconds from becoming her roommate. Sarah giggled in the background. His name is Mr. Clock. Then Jamie, because he lives for drama, ran straight towards the water in nothing but his swim diapers, screaming, I'm a fish. If you drown, I'm gonna bring you back to scold you. You chased after him. Tang finally stood up. I married a tornado. You glared. You created the tornado. He grabbed Jamin before he could dive, tossed her in the air, and the toddler squealed happily, clinging to him. And you just stood there, sandy, exhausted, yelling your lungs out but smiling. You are the only one who can handle all three of us. You smirked, resting your head on his shoulder. Damn right I am.